So let me get this straight. Nikocado Avocado ate a bunch of food, gained a bunch of weight, lost a bunch of weight, kept posting old videos as though he was still 250 pounds heavier, shocked the internet by saying he lost 250 pounds, and now he's posting videos saying, just kidding, I'm still fat. Got it. That's as much of a recap as you're gonna get right now. I made a whole video on this earlier, so I'm not gonna repeat myself. And if you're here, you've probably either already seen that video or you've seen 100 million other videos on him at this point to already be caught up. So he posts this video online and people are freaking out. I'm not, because I already know it's bullshit, and I'll explain why. But let's just go ahead and watch it.
I don't have good news to share with you today. I'm actually really triggered. And let me tell you why. It's actually your fault. So let me break it down for the low IQs out there, which is actually most of you. I made a YouTube video and I said, I'm 2 steps ahead. My whole life is premeditated. It's calculative. It's manipulative. My life has been a social experiment. Joke's on you. I'm actually really smart. And what was the result of that video? Millions of people believed it. Y'all have the IQs of a bag of rocks. I can literally dye my hair blue and say it's always been blue, and half y'all will believe it. Yes, because I just acted gaining 250 pounds. Who in their right mind does a social experiment gaining 250 pounds for 5 years in a row? Y'all are so stupid. Yes, see this double chin? Yes, I acted this out for 5 years in a row. For what? For clicks? We've all been played by this evil genius. Oh my God. I literally typed up a Batman monologue and read it on camera. I'm scared for society, actually. Okay? I'm a little afraid. Y'all need to go to school. Learn something. Think outside the box. Don't believe everything you're told, including from me. And yet y'all believed it. That's actually scary. Goodbye.
Okay. Beautiful. I mean, some of the comments on this are pretty funny. Someone says, at this point, I don't even believe Nikocado Avocado even exists. He's split between 2 selves. He's 4 steps ahead. Nah, calling it out now. He's actually skinny and is just fucking with us. I don't even know what to believe anymore. A lot of people mentioning the apple dance. Now he has video after video after video that he's posted of him having lost the weight doing the apple dance, which is a recent thing. I'm not going to explain it. Charlie XCX, we all love it. Yes, but I don't love him dancing. Actually, it gets really awkward sometimes where like he's dancing on gravel and you can hear the gravel and I don't know why, it just gets under my skin. So yeah, he did that dance and then also did the apple dance several times. And people are saying, well, that's recent. You'd lost the weight when you were doing this relevant recent dance. So it has to be a recent thing that you've lost the weight, obviously. But him, in an attempt to confuse people even further, he says, oh, well, look closely at the background and the edges of my face, implying that it's AI, right? Now he's already made a video trying to say, I don't know why people don't believe that like I've really lost the weight. Like I'm not AI. What do I have to do to prove it to you? Like this creepy video that he made in the shower.
Yes, it's really me. I am not AI. I am not a clone. I am a real person. And it's me. I would like to know how I can prove to you that I'm real. There are currently news agencies publishing articles about me being artificial intelligence. There's a video on TikTok with 15 million views saying that I am not real. How can I prove to you that I am real? What do you need?
Like I said, very creepy. People are questioning it because you're putting out questionable things. Like that's just what happens. And you know that that's what's going to happen, right? You're doing this on purpose. Like you know exactly what reaction you're going to get. You're trying to elicit that reaction. But the interesting thing with this particular video is that he's actually already posted it 2 years ago. This video was a response to his original 2 steps ahead video. Now, like I said, I covered all this in my last video. Not going to repeat it. But his viral 2 steps ahead video was a repeat of one that he had done 2 years prior. And it didn't get the reaction he wanted. So he did this exact video that I just showed you and posted it on his Twitter. Now he's taken that down or made it private. But you know, when you post things on the internet, they last forever. Someone screen recorded it and shared it. And apparently this is just popping up on the internet, getting recommended to people. And I saw a Tozy cover it, so I'm just going to show you his clip and his reaction.
I'm having a bad day. Hi, internet world. It's me, Nikocado Avocado. And let me tell you why I'm upset. It's actually your fault. Last month, YouTube video, and I said, I'm 2 steps ahead. My life on the internet is a big social experiment. And what was the result of making that video? Y'all believed it. Does it look like I actually acted out gaining 250 pounds? Gaining 250 pounds? I just acted out. I literally typed up a Batman monologue and read it on camera. I'm scared for society, actually.
Okay, so yeah. It's the same video. Do I think he's been acting this out for 5 years? No. I think 2 years ago, he decided he was gonna lose the weight, made this 2 steps ahead video, made this follow-up video calling everybody stupid. I don't think this was the plan all along. I think shit happened. And when he decided to do something about it, he came up with this plan 2 years ago. I don't think it's been 5 years in the making, no. I have so many feelings about all of this, and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna bitch quite a bit about Nikocado Avocado. I do not like a lot of things he's done. I don't think he's a good person. And to that, we're going to talk about Stephanie Sue and my analysis as this whole weird thing unfolds and larger meanings behind it. It gets pretty messed up, actually. The more I think about it, the more it really bothers me what he's doing and what he continues to do. Because his whole point is, see, look, I tricked you. You guys will believe anything that you see on the internet. You should be more critical. Don't believe everything you see. But like what gets me is that he's just like a guy, right? He's just a guy. He gained a bunch of weight. He lost a bunch of weight. He made a fool of himself on the internet. He made a lot of enemies along the way. Made a lot of money along the way, but that's besides the point. Actually, no, that is the point. That's why he did a lot of this shit to begin with, because there was a big paycheck attached to it. But you're just a guy, right? You're not that important. You're not a political leader. You're not running for political office. You're not out there trying to change the world one disgusting bowl of noodles at a time, okay? You're just a guy. No one needs to waste their time, waste their life fact checking if what you got going on in your personal life is true or not or up to date. Like, who gives a, like, the amount of narcissism I feel like that would go into expecting that from people is insane. Why is there this expectation for the whole world and everybody who watches him to know his truth? Like, people think that you lost the weight or didn't lose the weight or whatever because of the shit you're posting. The amount of crazy it would take to feel like that about every single thing that you see or observe, or every interaction, or every person you follow or even know in real life, you couldn't maintain that without losing your mind. You should, however, question things that matter, right? Like politics and policies and what's going on in the world and voting and who you're voting for and why. If we're talking about religion or philosophy or science, right? These are things that you're supposed to test and question and poke and prod and dive into and really analyze. But Nikocado's personal life just doesn't quite make my list. And the fact that he calls everyone ants and stupid for not doing that, it just comes across a little narcissistic. That's all I'm saying. It's just pretty self-important, you know? But since we're here and I mentioned voting, obviously we're coming up on the elections. I just want to get on my little soapbox for a second and make myself feel like this video has some actually meaningful value to it. I do want to mention to go out and vote, make sure you're registered to vote, and make sure you vote for more than just the president, right? Down ballot voting is a thing. It means voting in the elections down the physical ballot from the presidency, like state legislature, Supreme Court, school board, sheriff. These things often don't get as much media attention, but they are incredibly important. They determine a lot of your rights. Women's access to abortion, the cost of housing in your community. School board, let's talk about the books on your shelves at the school library. What's gonna get banned? What isn't? I don't know. Also, national leaders, like when you do get to bigger scale stuff, don't just like appear. They normally do get promoted from those lower government positions, so make sure you stay active and pay mind to who you put in those positions, because a lot of them could become the next president. Do your research, do your independent study, really look into this stuff. Remember that only voting at the top of the ballot doesn't cut it. And at the end of the day, make sure you focus on the most important thing. You know, where is Nikocado Avocado in his life journey? And make sure you're up to date. Like, I'm a very skeptical person, right? I basically have this entire channel based off skepticism, deep diving into things, asking questions and learning more. These are all things that I place a very high value on. I just always applied that mindset to things that I feel are important. And Nikocado's current weight, or who he's, you know, in a relationship with or having drama with, that's just not on my list. So it's just interesting to me that someone would get off on tricking people right? And then calling them stupid for not having that constant like update of where they are in their own life. And then you say, oh, I'm 2 steps ahead. Okay, congratulations for knowing what you are doing or what you're going to do with your own life before other people, I guess. Is that something that deserves congratulation?
The joke's on you.
I know it's crazy people believe you when you say what you say about your own life. Like even this video, yes, a lot of people didn't know that he actually did already post this 2 years ago. And the comments are all freaking out saying, oh, I don't know what to believe. I can't believe he didn't lose the weight. Or maybe he planned this all along. Maybe the other videos of him thinner are AI, or he has a twin. Although yes, the information is out there that this video has already been posted, I'm not like faulting anyone for asking questions or believing that maybe there is something else going on. He'd probably call all of these people idiots, because if you do a little bit of research, you can find that this video was posted 2 years ago. He tried to hide it, but it still is out there. Do I think people are idiots? No, because why is the assumption, like I said, that people are just out there fact-checking every single thing that he posts? You're not entitled to that amount of time from every single person. Like, this is all you just trolling. You're having a fun time trolling people. That doesn't make people stupid. That makes them not interested enough in you to spend the time to see if what you're saying is bullshit or not. And maybe you didn't gain all of this weight to troll people, but you have been trolling people for a long time, right? Like, you'll talk about how people called you names or bullied you in a sense, but like, was that not the goal? When you post ridiculous content, you're gonna get comments.
I've already announced that I'm no longer trying to lose weight. A long time ago. Not interested. Not for me. Waste of time. Goodbye.
You got exactly what you wanted to get, and nothing will change my mind. People weren't going after you because you were just simply overweight existing, right? People were coming after you because you were being outwardly disgusting on purpose with food everywhere, right? You were literally farting on camera. You were shitting on things and showing it on camera. The content that you posted on certain adult sites speaks for itself. I'm not gonna even bring it up, but like, you knew what you were doing, right? I'm not gonna ever believe that this was just all some social experiment. No, I think that maybe you attempted this idea of a social experiment 2 years ago when you started backlogging content possibly. But I don't think the whole thing was some big shtick, right? The views speak for themselves. So, okay, now I'm getting all this stuff. I'm gonna start causing drama elsewhere. He started having issues with other YouTubers, and that's where Stephanie Sue comes in. Now, he like really mistreated her. He made her so uncomfortable. I watched both of her videos. Completely, 100% textbook bullied her. And then he has the nerve to sit here and complain about how he's getting bullied. Was the way that you mistreated her and how you made her feel uncomfortable, was all of that like part of your social experiment? Can you just write off the things that you did and the people that you harmed along the way because you lost the weight? People are gonna see this man who lost all this weight and think all of a sudden he's a good person or he's a hero, and that somehow is supposed to like erase all the shit he did. I would like to believe that most people are just unaware of his past, right? They know him enough to know about this most recent viral video, but the details of like who he is as a person and who he's harmed along the way and the things that he's done, like maybe people just don't know, which I have that level of expectation and hope. He's not a hero. I don't think he's a good person. He's hurt a lot of people. And then even in his like 2 steps ahead most recent video, the panda mask on his head, that was just yet another jab at Stephanie Sue, because that's the same exact mask that her husband wears to hide his identity. It was a completely unnecessary. He could have picked any other thing to hide his face if he wanted some kind of weird freaking reveal. And to me, that just shows like one last thing to, you know, demonstrate his complete lack of remorse for everything that he did to her. I don't think that we need to be applauding how, oh, he tricked all of us. And I have to just say this, and I'm not trying to like cause my own drama right now. I don't want to cause problem with other like commentary channels, but I was sort of pissed off there for a little while because I kept trying to see if other people felt the way that I felt, because my initial reaction to his video wasn't a good one. Like, it didn't make me feel good. Like, sure, I was happy for him that he lost the weight, but it just came across so arrogant and rude and not really taking into consideration his past that I just talked about. So it really like pissed me off when all these commentary channels just applauded him, right? Oh, he got us. He tricked us. He's a genius. Wow, he got me good, buddy, my guy. Like, no, guys. Just because he lost weight doesn't mean he gets like a skinny pass now that, you know, he gets to get away with all the shit that he did. No. And I pointed this out in my last video. Nothing about faking mental illness, nothing about faking any sort of chronic illness, obesity included, is funny or cute. Although it's not necessarily that he faked it, because he really did gain that weight, but posting videos beyond that and having lost the weight, and the amount of troll that did go into the videos with like the fake mental breakdowns and the theatrics of all of it, there was a lot of dishonesty involved. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if it were anything else, any other chronic illness? I mean, imagine recovering from an addiction or any other disease, but then continuing to post about it online and continuing to showcase content that make people think you still have that illness so that you can profit and like fool them. There were also a lot of people that were really worried he would die, worried for his mental health after all of his like depressing mental breakdowns were shared. What about the people, like I mentioned before, that could be influenced in unhealthy ways? Imagine if it were something else, if it was just like even depression. Oh, I've been happy for years, I've just been faking depression. Like addiction or alcoholism, you could do the same thing. Guys, I've been posting videos pretending like I've been passed out, you know, in all my stories and things on Instagram, and I've been posting these crazy videos, and I've been trying to pretend like I'm hungover all the time. All of that was fake. I've been sober for years. I just wanted to trick you to do a social experiment. It's hilarious, isn't it? Just a messed up thing to do. The whole situation is messed up. The response from people on the internet to him, like forgiving him and applauding him, really messed up. And him continuing to try to pretend that, oh, he didn't actually lose the weight. Like all this bullshit, like he really needs to stop. Like it's just so sad because he has had such a nasty image for so long, not because of what he looks, but because of who he is and how he acts, that he finally had a chance to like build up some sort of redemption arc for himself. But instead, I feel like he's taking it the opposite way and continuing with this repulsive behavior where he's more interested in trolling people and in getting a rise out of people than doing the right thing and being a good person. He's gonna do whatever gives him the biggest paycheck, and that's never gonna change. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I saw this video and I knew it was an older video, and I just want to get in here and say this before he turns around and tells everyone that believed it was recent that they're stupid, because that's what's next. Cheers. Thanks for watching this video. I'm drinking coffee. I could have said it was tea because I'm spilling the tea. I need caffeine. I'm tired. This is exhausting. Thanks to everybody who supports me. Like this video if you want to. Subscribe if you want. That's a great way to support, is just by subscribing. I have an Instagram. I have a TikTok. You know, just, it's free to follow people. So that's probably the best thing you could do. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.